Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We need to get into the latest on AMC Stock that you need to know as an investor in this company, a trader, investor, doesn't matter what you call yourself, you need to know this information. Now, let's just start it off with hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. It's free 99, it keeps you up to date with what's going on, and it helps support the channel. Now, let's really start this video off with some good news, maybe some good news. AMC stock closed above $13 per share on Friday. I would say that's great. Why? Because there was a lot of options at $13 per share, something we were watching very closely on Friday that will need to be hedged for over the next 2 trading days or so. You got 10,769 calls at the $13 call and 9,466 puts at the $13 put. This is about 2 million, give or take 2 million, shares that need to be hedged for by the market makers. Need to be bought, or the market makers need to take shorts off of AMC stock. This is great. This should be very bullish, should be a very good start to the week for AMC stock. Now, I personally think, as I've said many times, I think AMC is well overdue for a massive bounce. Like, it needs to happen. Okay? And that's likely what is going to happen. So keep that in mind. That's my personal opinion. Now, this actually got picked up on CNBC on Friday. Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert film is already a blockbuster with historic first-day ticket sales. In less than 24 hours on the market, ticket sales for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert film have already broken records. The singer's film ranks in the top 10 of all-time best first-day pre-sellers for the online ticket seller Fandango. Swift's concert film also broke records at AMC, topping the highest single-day ticket sales record for a single film. This could have had some positive effect to AMC stock on Friday, but I'm not convinced because this was actually reported to us on Thursday. AMC, it said 26 million was recorded for pre-sales to the tickets, a new record for the century-old company. Previously, the highest single-day ticket sales record was held by Spider-Man No Way Home with 16.9 million. So this is obviously going to be a big deal for the movie theater industry. This is going to help fill the gap due to the ongoing producer and writer strike that you're seeing in Hollywood currently. So this should be fundamentally positive. Now, fundamentals don't seem to matter all too much with AMC. At least that is what we have seen recently. Now, the second thing I want to cover here in this video is an analyst. An analyst named Megan Durkin from Credit Suisse lowered her price target to $8. Her previous price target was $8.38 per share. Laughable price targets. Just laughable. Okay. Now, Wall Street in general has a consensus rating of hold on AMC with a $20.08 price target. That is a return potential from here of 53.27%. You have never seen AMC under the analyst average price target. That has never happened. So keep that in mind. You're probably looking at some pretty big returns if you're buying AMC at these levels. At least you should. Now, a big form of returns could come in the news of AMC actually diluting shareholders. It sounds so contrary to what should happen. But AMC giving us dilution has already been priced in to AMC. Massively priced in AMC. Like, this is not going to be some crazy breaking news when AMC does dilute shareholders, because the stock has dropped 80% within the last 2 weeks or so. It's already priced in. So what this could actually do is cause a big bounce to happen with AMC stock. And I don't know if that happens this week or if that's the next week or maybe for a while. I mean, AMC can raise capital at any point. It's a possibility that they already did raise capital, but we just don't know it yet. And I do think that would cause a big bounce to AMC's share price. So something I am looking forward to. Nonetheless. Now, I'm also looking forward to the next official reported short interest number, because last we knew on August 15th, I've talked about this like so much here on the channel. It sounds like a broken record, but I do think everyone needs to hear this if they are investors or traders in AMC. On August 15th, the short interest was 29% and a quarter, so a little bit over 29%. And the stock on August 15th was in the 30s. But Ortex estimates the short interest of free float is 10.61%. So magically, somehow, short sellers reduced their positions by 60+% within the course of AMC stock falling 80%. That does not make any sense to me. So some places have reported to us short interest could be 90-95%. I believe Fidelity and some other platforms have reported those numbers. I personally think a safer bet, 45 to 55%. I think once you actually get those exchange reported numbers that high, it starts to change everything for AMC, for a potential short squeeze. Okay. And I think that's when a lot more people are going to look at AMC in terms of an actual short squeeze. Now, I wish I had this options data for you, but I do not. Looks like the put to call ratio has come down a little bit recently at 1.57. Still, I mean, just look at the chart, very, very high, but not as high as it was before. And we have seen more bullish option activity recently. Again, just note what happened on Friday. AMC stock closed above $13 per share. That was great news. And that should, again, help AMC to have a pretty good start to the week. Now we're going to get CPI. We're going to get some other data coming next week that could also move the markets. But minus anything of that nature, this should have a positive effect. Now, the FTDs we seen on Friday was 7.1 million on, let's see, it says Monday, it says September 4th, you'll start with 7.7 million FTDs. On Tuesday of 7 million FTDs. On Wednesday, 4.2 million FTDs. On Thursday, 4.8 million FTDs. And on Friday, 4.1 million FTDs. So you were still in the 4 million range for a vast majority of next week. So there's still millions and millions and millions of shares that need to be closed out of by hedge funds and institutions. Could be market makers as well. So I do think that could contribute to maybe upside with AMC. It's hard to say because we're coming off of FTDs in the 10+ million range. So it's really hard to say. But that is certainly a possibility that you should not rule out at the very least. Now, something strange that is also happening with the Stocko tracker data, it just changed on me a little bit here, but you actually have quite a bit of option activity for next week as well. You have about 29,000 calls currently in the money, a little bit over 20,000 calls that are out the money, and like half of the amount of puts that are in the money, and about the same amount that are out the money. So there's a lot more of that potential bullish option activity for next week. Now, that does not mean we're just automatically going to be bullish next week, but odds are better that maybe we will be bullish. Now, if we look at the rest of Ortex's data, it's not looking accurate yet at all. 74 for a short score, 223.5 million worth of short positions currently in AMC. Estimated short interest of free float at 12.62%. Free float on and loan at 16.17%. Shares on and loan 25.47 million. That's about half of the float that is currently out there. So that would be short interest of about 50%. Go ahead and keep that in mind. Days to cover 3.9. Cost to borrow 9.56%. And utilization of 75.33%. So there is all of those numbers. Now, as far as AMC's share price is concerned. $13 per share, that's a great level. If you can stay above 13, that sets us up for more upside. If you cannot, $12.15 per share is the next level to watch. That was basically the low of what you've seen on Friday, so you're getting some pretty big gyrations and moves here. So you want to watch $12.15 per share. If you break under that, $10 per share is a really good psychological level of support. You bounce here at the ultimate low of $10.72 per share, but I do believe you're in for a move to the mid-20s at some point here soon. You might need to hear that AMC has diluted shareholders and raised maybe $1 billion of capital to get that move higher. Because at that point, you start to say, hey, AMC stock has dropped 80%. We've priced in this dilution. Now AMC has $1 billion of capital. Maybe that is bullish after all. Or maybe it's not as bearish as an 80% collapse in AMC's share price. So keep these things in mind, guys. That's going to do it for this video. There's not too much else to actually say as far as news or anything specifically happening. We're obviously going to have more things to go over this weekend, including more talk of a recession, because boy, is that situation ever so developing. In the meantime, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.